Most of us have heard of Lourdes, France, where it's been said that the Virgin Mary appeared to 3 children in 1858. The short story is that these children were on the banks of a stream near Lourdes when they heard a noise like a gust of wind. When they looked up towards the grotto, which is another word for cave, they saw a lady dressed in white, wearing a white dress and white veils. One of the children, Bernadette, made the sign of the cross and prayed the rosary with the lady. At the end of the prayer, the lady vanished. Bernadette and the other children saw the lady several more times, and people began to join them at the grotto as the story spread. The lady began telling the children things to share with the world, and also miraculous healings began to occur. Bernadette eventually became a nun, and upon her death was named a saint by the Catholic Church. Over time, more and more people traveled to Lourdes in the hopes of receiving a miraculous cure by bathing in or drinking water from the spring. Throughout the years after the Virgin Mary appeared to Bernadette, the Church has investigated over 7,000 cases of reported miracles. However, less than 1% of these have been officially recognized by the Church. So evidently, it's not an easy thing to get a Lourdes miracle recognized by the Church. And there are those that say that the most recent miracle that was recognized by the Church in 2013 might be the very last one. With all the scandals and the other problems in the Catholic Church today, it seems likely that there will be more pressing things for them to focus on than investigating miracles. So the miracle that was approved in 2013 was actually reported way back in 1989. So it took over 20 years to go through the entire approval process. According to the Catholic News Agency, when a miracle is finally recognized by the Medical Bureau of the Sanctuary of Lourdes, the paperwork is sent back to the Diocese of Origin, where it has to be approved by the local bishop. So what was the miracle that was recognized in 2013? Mrs. Danila Castelli arrived in Lourdes in 1989 after over 10 years of unsuccessful attempts by doctors to cure her unexplained and severe spikes in blood pressure. She had surgeries to remove fibrous masses from her abdomen and additional surgeries to remove tumors, but nothing worked. She made plans to travel from her home in Pavia, Italy, to the Mayo Clinic in the United States in the hopes of a medical cure. But instead, she decided to make a pilgrimage to Lourdes with her husband. Mrs. Castelli said that she came out of the sacred baths at Lourdes with an extraordinary sense of well-being, and she was cured. 23 years later, the Medical Bureau at Lourdes reviewed her case for the final time, and a panel of over 100 doctors and nurses agreed with the finding that this was indeed a miracle. Interestingly, one doctor did abstain from the vote. So what do you think? Was this really a miracle? It was only the third one approved since 2002. Prior to that, the previous miracle was in 1978. It's not like they are approving Lourdes miracles every day. And you might be wondering how they judge if a miracle was real. According to the Catholic News Agency, the miracle needs to be judged as inexplicable by scientific measures. Previous medical records must be available for review and interviews held with the doctors involved. The reason so few miracles have been approved at Lourdes is that they don't just take eyewitness reports. The medical records must be there to rule out any other explanation. Even with the medical examinations and review, there are skeptics that say there are other explanations for these so-called miracles. First, of course, is the possibility that the medical records were falsified and the doctor and patient were deliberately trying to perpetrate a hoax. You know there are plenty of people that just want attention and fame, so that's always a possibility. Then there is a chance of the placebo effect. For those of you that may never have heard of this, the placebo effect is when a patient so strongly believes they will be healed that their mind actually creates the cure or the appearance of a cure in their body. Kind of a mind-body connection. And in some cases, it's possible that there was spontaneous healing or remission. According to doctors, sometimes the body just heals itself for reasons that are unknown. That might be an explanation for some of the miracles reported at Lourdes. So in the end, it might be a question of faith. Do you believe that the children were truly visited by the Virgin Mary in that grotto at Lourdes in 1858? If so, do you believe that since then the waters at Lourdes are capable of producing miracle cures? And if they are, why isn't everyone cured that visits Lourdes? We may never know for sure.